Our first post was left by a user called use/revenge throwaway and is the perfect example of why you shouldn't cheat on your partner in a house that isn't yours. The story starts with use/revenge throwaway himself explaining how he and his girlfriend had just moved into a new apartment. The apartment was only suitable for one occupant, so his girlfriend had to pretend that she wasn't a permanent resident and was just his girlfriend who visits a lot. At this time, he refers to where the relationship will eventually end up, describing it as a shitstorm. A month passed in their new apartment, and he had to go out of state to attend a funeral. When he returned home, he noticed her acting aloof and complained that she no longer wanted to have sex with him. During this time, he found a condom in the garbage and confronted her about it. She made up an excuse involving her friends staying over. But he didn't seem to worry too much about this as they were both in college. However, the following day, one of his neighbors informed him that they had seen his girlfriend go up to an apartment with one of his friends after a party. He confronted her about this, and she started to cry. She exclaimed that she went up to the apartment to drink and say hello to everyone and that while in the apartment, she was offered a drink by a random guy. She admitted that she accepted this drink but did not remember much after this point, apart from being led back to their apartment, where she was stripped naked stating that she must have been roofied. After this incident, he asked why she didn't call the police. She said she was too scared to call them because she did not want to see the offender again and was afraid to tell him the truth if he didn't believe her. She also claimed that if the police offered her a rape kit to help catch the offender, it probably wouldn't work due to how long it had been since the incident. He got annoyed over this explanation and told her that if she were truly raped, she wouldn't have lied about it and that it was clear she was upset about getting caught. He calls her a lying cheat before exclaiming it's time for revenge. After threatening her with this, he called the landlord to ask permission to change the locks so that she could not get back into the apartment. He told his landlord that his ex-girlfriend had keys to the apartment and that she had gone crazy and was stalking him. He changed the locks and left her car keys, toys and dog food on the porch for her to collect. He says that after doing this, she would come banging on the door, begging for him to believe her and for him to come back to her. "By bitch," was his reply. At this point in the story, he states that she had nowhere to live and that she had been forced to stay in her car because none of her friends could have dogs in their apartments. She had stopped going to class because she could not leave the dog in the car all day. He found it hard to believe why she couldn't just take it to a shelter, so she could carry on with school and not screw up her grades for the semester and withdraw. Still annoyed at what she had done to him, he ignored her calls for a week. She broke into his apartment to get her social security card and bank statements, and while she was there, she stole his space heater to keep warm in her car. He called the cops about this, and because the lease was in his name, he got her arrested for entering, trespass and robbery. The police recovered his space heater from his girlfriend's car. This theft led her to lose her job in the skate shop due to stealing. Some time passes, and he hears from a friend that she has suffered monoxide poisoning from trying to run her car into the garage over winter to escape the cold. His friend says she isn't all there anymore, she is still living in her car with her dog and is doing drugs and self-harming. Finally, he regrets how he may have taken the revenge too far but hopes that she has learned her lesson. He now has a new girlfriend who would never cheat on him and with who he couldn't be happier.